Hi, my name is Rebecca Frino. I'm a partner here with Mandelbaum Barrett in the Family Law Practice Group.
Hi, my name is David Carton. I'm the co-chair of the Family Law Department here at Mandelbaum Barrett.
We're here today to talk about adultery for complaint for divorce filings. It's a topic that has garnered a lot of attention lately and certainly resulted in some questions for us because recently the state of New York repealed an ancient, and I'll say ancient, it was about a 100-year-old law that actually criminalized adultery as a misdemeanor. The law was repealed essentially because it was viewed as outdated. We do value individuals' privacy, and quite frankly, courts did recognize that it was both hard to track those individuals accused of committing adultery and ultimately prosecuting them. At the end of the day, it was simply outdated. So, questions have been asked of us as to, well, how does this play out now in New York? And certainly, how does this play out here in New Jersey?
Right. So the courts have always taken a very, we'll call it the egalitarian approach with regard to fault-based reasons for divorce. And even in New Jersey, over 25 years ago, they came up with the no-fault system. And before that time, people had to either be separated for 18 months to file. And very often you'd meet with a client who would say, I want to get divorced from my spouse. And you would say, why? And they would say, because we're not in love anymore. And you'd have to look them squarely in the face and say, sorry, that's not a good enough reason. You need a different reason to get divorced.
Well, thankfully, they did come up with that other reason, as you said, which is no fault, irreconcilable differences. And that exists here in New Jersey as well as in New York. But it has also left us over time with clients coming into us and saying, well, I understand that you have no fault, but I am also divorcing because my hopefully soon to be ex spouse committed adultery or some other fault based act. And one of the conversations that I find always must occur after that question is asked is, well, why? And does it matter? So I'll ask you, David, do you think it matters if someone claims adultery in a complaint for divorce?
It matters in two regards. It matters one to the person because sometimes being truthful in a pleading, it's really important for the client to have that there. It is important for the court only if it's going to affect the economics. The court is not going to change, for example, a litigated matter because one party committed adultery or one party was alleged to have committed adultery. Everything from the court's perspective comes down to finances. Courts look at marriage as an economic dissolution, like a partnership dissolution or a business dissolution. So if that adultery resulted in lavish gifts to the paramour, travel, money to the paramour, giving money to the paramour's family, which we
Hmm.
see, that's when it absolutely has an effect and absolutely something that can be pursued.
I think that's a fair assessment. I like to refer to it as marital waste, and certainly that exists here in New Jersey as well as in New York. So I do think if that concept, that concern arises, it may still be worth it for certainly someone to pursue adultery. I also think it may be relevant for custody, but I do find generally it has to be an extreme case. Would you agree with that?
100% agreed.
So, if you're considering filing for divorce, whether it be a no fault irreconcilable or you're thinking about adultery and you have questions, don't hesitate to reach out to us here at Mandelbaum Barrett. Thank you.
Thanks for listening to us.